Holy fuck. Holy fuck. I just saw Keanu Reeves have sex with a robot clone in a back alley room. My wet dream just got realized into an actual game scene. Yes, it's time. I have returned from my slumber. Deep within your mind. What was I doing, you may ask? Doesn't matter. What matters is that I can have gay sex while Keanu Reeves' holographic dead ghost watches from the corner of the room. This is canon. No one else can tell me otherwise. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to be that guy from Ratatouille? Except instead of the rat controlling you, it's Keanu Reeves, and he's always there. He cannot leave. He must watch, even when I do some unholy things. In case you haven't guessed, I've played Cyberpunk. In fact, I ended up spending 80 plus hours on the fucking thing. I did not think this would happen. No one did. Especially after the war crimes the studio did, releasing the game so unfinished. Do not look at me. It was only a child. My crimes pale in comparison. I was one of those early people who pre-ordered the game when it came out on PS4. So as you may have guessed, I started the game, got stuck under a bridge while the music in the game for some reason blasted to 400%. I couldn't turn it off, nothing fixed it, and as such I refunded it with only 20 minutes of playtime. Come to today and it's on sale with its DLC. I hear that it's actually had a comeback, so I say, you know what? Why not? Let's try it. Fast forward and I'm high on sleep deprivation, snorting ice cream sandwiches at 3 AM and wondering to myself why I let Keanu Reeves leave alive when he knows my incognito mode search history. Keanu, I'm having a fist fight with a gay twink, Keanu. A gay twink. It's necessary for the plot, Keanu. Trust me. To begin with, the game works. That's already an improvement. Can't believe I have to say that. Let's start with the best first. I believe the strongest part about the game is its story choices. Not the story itself necessarily, but the concept it's trying to convey through it. You're V, a random mercenary criminal in a shithole city full of shithole criminals ruled by shithole people who are not criminals because they get to decide who is a criminal and not by literally writing bullshit laws. Oh, I ran over someone and killed them? Not to worry, I have vehicular manslaughter insurance. That's literally a thing in the game and it's on the tamer side. Companies that do human experimentation, politicians passing whatever's necessary to make the most money, police literally doing crime under the guise of keeping the law, ambulances arriving at a scene and only helping the one guy with a scratch because he pays for insurance, leaving everyone else to die. I could go on and on. There's only 3 ways of existence in Night City: die, become a criminal, or become something worse. So when V tries stealing something from a corporation, it's just another day in the city. What he encounters that day though isn't, and it changes his fate forever. A botched job, a dead friend, a betrayal, and death. The only thing he was guilty of was being at the wrong place at the wrong time. That would be the end of it, except that V rose again, bringing someone from the afterlife with him. That is the main pushing point of Cyberpunk. What do you do when given a second chance at life? What happens when you know you're gonna die? And can you come to be friends with the very thing that's killing you? Johnny. Johnny's the type of guy that woke up one day, had robot sex, said fuck the system, threw a nuke, and then got copy pasted into a USB right next to furry hentai. No wonder he was mad. That's all you need to know about him, honestly. Usually, when you say the story is good, that's what you mean, but not with Cyberpunk. When I say the Cyberpunk story is good, I mean everything around it is good. The side missions, from helping an immigrant AI taxi driver leading to an existential crisis to crucifying a convicted murderer. The side missions and exploring is where the game shines. You're made to make a choice on many of these missions, and they matter. What you say actually makes the difference between someone killing themselves or not. These missions make you question your morality so many times. For example, I had a boxing fighting match with a champion. I was given the choice to throw and I would get more money. But a minute ago, I met a little girl, a little kid, who told me that the champion killed her father and to get revenge for her. So when the champion came over to try to persuade me to throw, I refused, unlike Mike Tyson. Of course I won the fight, and the kid's nowhere to be seen. I do find her eventually saying this.
Perfect, and Razor lost. How much? Tons? A few thousand at least? What can I say? I'm a good actor.
So you pulled that whole father story out of your ass?
Sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. Gotta go.
So like a normal human being, I tried shooting the child. I couldn't, so I threw a grenade and she disappeared. I'll call it a success. These little moments are everywhere in the game, making you choose whether to let a doctor who used human experimentation send the research or not, even though the research was gained through inhuman means. It might save some people. Do the ends justify the means? What about a schizophrenic taxi? Is it okay to get rid of 6 AI personalities just because one of them calls it a virus? As Johnny says,
Murder a cab driver's kids because he asked you nicely and he's always been a good guy.
but is it also okay to kill Delamain in favor of 6 others? You can also choose to trust Johnny or not. Johnny is a fucking enigma. He is what your grandpa sounds like every time he tells you not to watch that damn TV. One of the best feelings while playing the game is slowly starting to like Johnny and seeing where he comes from. Every snarky remark, every major story beat he pushes himself into is because he actually has an ideology, a principle he's trying to impose on the world. He sees the city for what it is, a shithole corporate nightmare that's a long shot from the world it used to be. He despises it while also being chaos incarnate himself. One of the most defining moments for Johnny's character is midway through the game when he asks you to let him borrow your body. He's been building trust with you throughout the game and it's your choice whether to let him or not. He promises to not do anything wild. He sounds sincere too. Guess what he does the first chance he gets? Get pissed drunk, hookers, bar fights. It's like he can't help himself. Even to his own 60 years old longtime fan, he'll just roast the shit out of him. But you can see where he's coming from. You can see exactly what he's about. He has something he stands for, whether it benefits him or destroys him, regardless of circumstances. In a city full of people who'll bend their morals, beliefs, and principles to hell and back just for a little profit, he's the only one you initially meet who'll stand on it, no matter the loss, while also in some respects not being any better than them, just looking for an excuse to let loose and cause chaos, doing whatever the fuck he wants. He's a nihilistic, anarchist, absolutist, if that exists. You know those memes you see with all the ideologies? He's if 3 of them had a love child. He's a super cool character. Personally though, I'm just happy I get to say that I made Keanu Reeves watch me get a hand job. Alright, listen. You get to kill people with a dildo sword. Everything is forgiven in my book. Keeping it real though, I'll be mentioning everything I didn't like much about the game. Gunplay is kinda janky. Sometimes it feels like you're shooting bullet sponges. Not to mention it has that bullshit Borderlands cursed mechanic where you're gonna find 100 versions of the same fucking gun. The difference sometimes being that it does 1 more damage. For me who likes to hoard everything and never sell anything, it's a nightmare. By the end of the game I was 1 day away from ending up on a hoarder show. The hacking is kinda fun. You can just stand and delete people from existence, like Joe Biden. But this has similar problems. I did the unalive yourself hack once, and the enemy committed it and still had health left. This is a special ultimate hack, by the way. It costs a lot and you can only get it late game. This is what I mean by enemies being health sponges. It might sound like I'm being overly harsh, but it's still enjoyable. It's fun but not as good as other aspects of the game. Speaking of other aspects, why the fuck are the bikes so ass? They don't turn for shit. Even Stephen Hawking probably made tighter turns than these fucking bikes. The vehicle physics in the game feel weird in general, but the bikes specifically are the most rage-inducing. They make no sense. They only make 30 degrees turn, which means it's inevitable you crash, which also means it's inevitable you get thrown out when you do crash. And finally, it's inevitable that the bike explodes. There's so many useless mechanics in the game too. Tell me why this game needs a character customizer. You never get to see your character. There was an option to customize his dick size as well. It didn't do anything in the game. Not that I was expecting to shoot EMP blasts out of my cock. You know what? That would have been awesome. Why couldn't they have just picked a preset character for V? It would have been so much better if you just played as the actual character they showed in the trailers. Also, when you're going the hacking route, I wish they made these hacking terminals more important. Like at least make it so when you hacked, you find your objective and it marks all the enemies in the vicinity or something. When you hack, it only gives you crafting materials. That's all. These are all the things I didn't like. Some of the concepts of Cyberpunk and Night City aesthetic are super immersive. The reason you barely see animals in the city is because it's so polluted that no animals can live. The million ads all around you, the nighttime just being mostly illuminated by ads. Not to mention when you're driving around and you randomly hear this song.
Get away, another way to feel what you did on yourself tonight and let yourself go. You know you didn't lose your self-control.
Things like the brain dances they explore in the game are interesting concepts, used too many times though. It's like Sword Art Online, but how it would actually exist. The endings of the game also just reflect how you would go about your final moments of your life. And fittingly enough, it's dependent on how much you did before. The DLC expansion is a spy thriller where you get cucked at the end. At least I did with the ending I chose. You know it's a fun game when that happens. But that's not what makes you remember Cyberpunk. Neither does the story, the future aesthetic, or Johnny make you remember this game after it's done. It's the path you travel from a mindless cog in the machine, having nothing but money on your mind, to a person who makes his own choices and sacrifices, not motivated by profit. That choice and feeling is what sticks with you, long after everything is finished. Okay, I lied. Keanu Reeves teaching me how to have sex also sticks with me long after I'm finished.